Good morning. It is a Sunday morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. On a Sunday morning, our meditation is always more quiet, more silent than the meditations during the week. Less of me speaking, less a guided meditation, and more just a sitting in silence together. Somebody, a very good morning. Happy Sunday to you. Silent meditations tend to be a little bit more difficult for most people to do, because we tend to worry about what our mind is doing, and we tend to feel like, I can't nail this meditation, I'm not good at meditation because my mind keeps wandering away. And that's just true for everybody's mind. Everybody's mind does that. That's what a mind does. Pat, a very good morning. Happy Sunday. So guided meditations tend to be a little bit easier because there is constantly something for your mind to attach to. So it doesn't mean our minds don't wander during guided meditations. It tends to be the same thing. Our minds wander a lot. But a silent meditation, that's why I don't do too much of them. People tend to feel like they're failing at their meditation when they do silent meditations. But it's very good, very necessary to get to silent meditation often. And I reserve them for Sunday mornings, because sitting in silence is a medicine of its own. Karabo, a very good morning. Happy Sunday. Hey, Israela, good morning, beautiful human. Happy Sunday. And Maggie, a very good morning to you. Gentle heart whisperer. I love that term so much. Right, so take a listen to this. What is the practical application of silence? Why am I saying, hey, Zano, good morning, Zano. It's very good to have you with us as well. I heard Zano is in big school now. That's awesome. The practical application. Why am I saying that silence is a meditation of itself? When we subject ourselves to silence again and again, to the point of complete surrender, there is a softening that happens. Inside of that space of silence, we have no need for any of our old patterns, old habits, old armor or masks. And by repeatedly experiencing the absence of these habits, we start to learn that this is never who we were. These old patterns were merely ways in which we have tried to cope in this big, scary world. Bringing ourselves into silence again and again, we become more and more familiar with who it is that we really are. And over time of consistently experiencing our beautiful true essence, we come to a point where the protection that all of our old armor gave us just makes no more sense in the light of the raw power that is our being. So a thought by Deepak Chopra says, silence is the great teacher, and to learn its lessons you must pay attention to it. There is no substitute for the creative inspiration, knowledge, and stability that comes from knowing how to contact your core of inner stillness. The great Sufi poet Rumi wrote, "Only let the moving waters calm down, and the sun and the moon will be reflected on the surface of your being." Isn't that flippin' beautiful? Only let the moving waters calm down, and the sun and the moon will be reflected on the surface of your being. Our journey today is one of silence. It is in this space of silence that you become more familiar with what you really are, and see more clearly all the old armors you used to use that were never really you. If you're ready, you can close your eyes and let's float away together. Starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. Take a deep breath in and out. A deep inhale. And let it go. Deep breath in. And out. One more big breath in. And let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with air, also make yourself a little bit taller. Once you've reached your full height, let all of it go, and as you exhale, soften. As you breathe out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders, and drop your head. Your only job, your only goal during this first phase is with every exhale to lead your body to softness. Your job is not to empty your mind and have no thoughts, but to learn that thoughts are just a product of a brain. Like your liver will produce bile, it's just what it does. It doesn't say anything about you that your liver produces this bitter substance. It's just what a liver does. Your sweat glands will produce perspiration. It's just what they do, and your brain will produce thinking. It's just what it does. Your job is to take a step back from the thinking, to slip below the surface of the thinking and find that silence already lives in you. It doesn't need the absence of thinking. Just slip deeper. Soften more. Let the thoughts run their own course. And I'll check in with you at the end of this phase. Take your next big breath. Taking your last few breaths of this phase, help your body stretch, move, and settle down comfortably into the next part. And while you do, I'll share this thought with you. Most of us are aware that we have a voice or voices that speak within. And the voices that we are most familiar with tend to be the loudest ones. The voices that live in the busy and loud thoughts in our head. There can be a voice that complains a lot, sounds a bit like a victim. There can be a voice that accuses and attacks a lot, sounds a little bit like a critic. But there also is a voice that is harder to hear because it's not one of the loud, busy voices. It speaks from this place of silence. And you can hear this voice very clearly once you become better at listening to silence. The better you get at understanding the loud voices, the scared voices, the better you can take a step back and look at them from a distance. The easier you can slip below the surface of these loud voices and hear what speaks from silence. That is your being, that is your soul, that is the voice of the divine that lives in you. Having softened into a place of presence as much as we can turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of the journey. With every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a long, slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow. Feel your body softening, feel your shoulders falling. Feel how you are slipping deeper into you. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, feel into your body and invite softness into every part of your body. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. Feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath only for as long as it feels easy. And as you exhale, make it the longest, slowest exhale possible. Take as many easy breaths as you need between your breath hold. And remember that your job is not to have no thoughts, but to slip into you deep enough that thoughts float on the surface and you are below. How do you find yourself looking at these thoughts? Are you observing your thinking? And can you look at all these thoughts without criticism? Can you look at all the thoughts your brain thinks without judging any of it? If you are able to look at you in this way, then you probably have found that place where your soul lives, and you are looking at you through the eyes of your soul. I'll check in with you at the end of this phase. Take your next big breath. Take the last few breaths of this phase together, slipping out of the breath holding space and into the next. Let's take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, invite softness into every fiber of your being. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. We have a few more minutes of silence left. And I'll share again with you the words of Deepak Chopra and Rumi. Silence is the great teacher. And to learn its lessons, you must pay attention to silence. There is no substitute for the creative inspiration, the knowledge, the stability that comes from knowing how to contact your core of inner silence. The great Sufi poet Rumi wrote, "Only let the moving waters calm down, and then the sun and the moon will be reflected on the surface of your being." Enjoy the last few minutes of silence, and I'll check in with you right at the end. last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for this space of silence. Take a deep breath in. for the medicine that silence is. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning and understanding that in real silence, I don't have the need for any of my old armor and any of my old coping mechanisms, any of my old habits. And I get to know who I really am in the absence of old habits. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning what my being is, the truth of what I am, and practicing to be more of this, more often. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Good morning, Vivian. Good morning, Linda. I see that somebody's internet was a bit glitchy today. Sorry for having you drop off, Sunmuddy. Good to have you here though, and fortunately it's easy to find the recordings. Thank you, Israela. Thank you, Linda. And whoever else is still in the background, I can't see the pictures. Have a beautiful Sunday. I think I was very far away by the end of that meditation. I almost forgot to open my eyes and look at the time. Have an awesome day. Have a great Sunday. Hope you feel rested for tomorrow, jumping into the new week. Lots of love to you all. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Israela. Ciao, ciao.